Welcome, guys, to the Creative Mike podcast. Today is Earn While You Earn. So, I want to talk to you guys about some things that we have been doing lately when it comes to our projects. And we're getting attention from a lot of people that want to work with us on our wholesales. So, what is a wholesale? A wholesale is we buy properties pre-auction, so we're getting them at the best possible dollar amount, usually about 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And these properties really don't need that much work. Sometimes just paint, carpet, hardwood flooring, maybe some patching in the walls, maybe a couple leaks here and there. Nothing too crazy, nothing too major. These houses are not distressed because these properties are properties where people have lived in for a very long time and they're just losing their homes. And we come in and we offer them a fair price for their properties. We offer them moving expenses. We help them move. We help them relocate. We offer relocation assistance. And so we get these properties for a very good price. Now, we as a company, we have a different strategy than other people do. Other people will go ahead and take the property and beautify it and do as much as they possibly can to it and take 60, 90 days to finish the rehab project and then put it back on the market and flip it. We, on the other hand, what we do is we go ahead and we just go in there, see what needs to be done, just minor stuff. So a family can qualify either using a conventional loan, an FHA loan, a USDA loan, or a VA loan. Or a lot of times we'll even come in and have an investor that's a cash buyer that just gives us a really good offer. And then we sell it to the cash buyer and we close it within like 20, 30 days of listing the property. So what does it mean to you as an investor working with us and working with our strategy? Well, number one, we're not doing gut rehabs, right? So we're not needing permits. We're not needing architects. We're not needing any sort of engineers. We don't need to get the city involved or anything like that. So the risk working with us is very low to moderate because all we're doing is we're going in there. Sometimes it's just as easy as a cleanup. So just to give you an example, right now we're closing on a property in Beaumont, Texas. We're reinstating the loan, meaning we're bringing the loan current at closing. And then we're going to just relist it back on the market with a realtor. We're getting the property, I think, for about 150,000, and the property, and as is condition, is worth about 268. So just to show you right there, we have a private money lender coming in, giving us the reinstatement amount, which is going to be about 35,000. We're going to pay them a 10% flat fee return. We're going to put them on our LLC that we're buying the property with, so they're going to be fully protected. So keep that in mind. They're going to be on our LLC, so we cannot sell the property without their knowledge. We cannot put any additional liens on there, no encumbrances on the property, nothing. So they're going to have a special protection because they're going to be a minority member, part of our LLC. And that's just one property that we're doing right now, and that's in Beaumont, Texas. And so we're helping out the seller because he's in foreclosure, his auction's about to come up, and he's happy because he's able to walk away with a good chunk of cash. And we're happy because we're going to list it back on the market, and our private money lender is going to make a quick 10% on their investment. Another property that we're buying right now is in Austin, Texas. So this property I'm very excited about this property because we have it under contract for about 350,000. We did the appraisal on it and it came back at 650 as is. And the after repair value on it is 875. So if you're an investor or if you're somebody that's analytical and you're looking at these numbers, you probably thinking, man, that's a no-brainer to invest, right? Because worst case scenario, right? What's the worst case scenario? It's worth 650 as is. So even if we put it on the market for 600,000, right, we're going to get the most offers in that property. Plus, it's a very nice neighborhood in Austin, Texas. And so these are the types of deals that we come across, that we get under contract, and that we provide our investors an insane return on their money, because a lot of times we sell these properties within under 90 days. And the reason we do that is because we don't get into all that construction like other flippers do, other investors do, and tie up your money or buy wrong. A lot of times we buy these properties at 50, 60 cents on the dollar, guys. And these are properties that need very little to almost no work sometimes. The last property that we did was just very dirty, and the guy was a hoarder. We cleaned out the property. The property looked brand new. It was crazy. Literally looked like a brand new condo. It was insane. And so what we're looking for is we work with private money lenders that have money in a IRA, in a self-directed IRA, have money in a CD, maybe have money in checking and savings account, which isn't earning them any money, maybe have access to a home equity line of credit that you want to tap into and start making money on that. So if you're out there and if you want to work with us, we provide very generous returns with our returns to our investors. The more you work with us, the more you can see how we work. We also have referrals from previous private money lenders that lent us money. We can also provide that information for you as well. And of course, we have a lot of experience. So we've done a lot of flips throughout the year. We also have a rental portfolio. And we're looking for people that are serious about getting into the business, maybe want to get their feet wet, don't know where to start, but have a little bit of capital laying around. And so if that's you, I want you to reach out to me through a DM, or you can email me at michael@tylercapitalgroup.com, and I can show you some of the projects that we've done and how quick the turnaround time has happened. Now, the nice thing is not only are we doing single family residences, and we're doing townhomes and sometimes condos as well, because these are really quick flips and we provide our investors a really quick return on their investment. We're going to be getting into commercial properties this year. And so if you're an accredited investor, meaning you have at least you're making, I would say, about 250,000 a year, maybe you have a little bit over $1 million in liquid assets, we definitely want to talk to you, because we are going to be getting these assets under contract at a very, very good cap rate. And so with a very good value add. We're looking to at least 2 or 3x multiple some of these investments, which are going to be multifamily, RV parks, mobile home parks, storage facilities, and so forth. And so we want to move quickly on these deals, because these deals don't come very often. They're not like single family homes where you can go ahead and find all these deals everywhere. So if you're an investor, or if you're just a regular person, W-2, maybe doctor, a professional, successful business owner, the nice thing is when you're also investing with us, you can capitalize on mitigating your taxes as well. Because when you invest with us, we're going to put you on our LLC. And so when you're going to be on our LLC, you're going to be able to, if you have a good CPA, I'm not a CPA, so don't take this as tax advice, but you'll be able to use some of that depreciation from the asset that we're going to own off of your taxes, especially if you have active income as a business owner. So that's something we can definitely discuss as well. But there is just so much possibility and so much upside when you're investing in real estate, as long as you understand the tax code. And if you don't understand the tax code, then we can always refer you a good CPA that does understand the tax code. And so essentially we have these couple properties right now. We have more properties in the works. We provide a full underwriting analysis. Sometimes we're even able to provide you an appraisal on the property. So depending on if you're interested in being, you say, hey, Mike, I want to fund the whole thing. So let's say it's 300,000. You fund the whole 300,000, so we don't have to use any hard money at that point. You can fund the whole thing. You can be in first lien position on the property, and we'll pay you a handsome 12 to 15% annualized return. Now, let's say you're like, you know what, Mike, I don't know if I want to fund the whole project, right? I don't know if I want to fund the whole purchase, but I want to dip my toes into this, and I want to see, I want to try you guys out, right? I want to see how this process works. Well, we can go ahead. We'll get a private money. We'll get a hard money loan, and 90% of the actual purchase price that we're buying it for, and then we need what's called gap funding. So we need that additional 10 to 15% coming from an investor like yourself. So let's just say I'm buying a property for, just to do easy math, $100,000, right? And my lender says, okay, well, we're going to give you 90% of that 100,000. So they're going to give us 90,000, and they're going to need an additional $10,000 plus closing costs, holding costs, etc. Right? So I come to you, I say, hey, listen, I have this property secured. I have the lending already done. I'm looking for $30,000. I'm not going to put you in second lien position on title. I'm going to actually add you onto our LLC, so you're fully protected by being on our LLC that this property is going to go under. And then we're going to have an addendum that's going to dictate your contribution to this property, which is your money, your funds. And so when we close, the title company is going to go based off our operating agreement and the addendum, and then you're going to get paid out your money back, and then that's the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get paid out first before we get paid out. So you're going to get paid out first, and then you're going to also receive your return. And if you like what you see, if you like how to work with us, then we continue to send you more opportunities. So we have a lot of private money lenders that we currently work with. And however, we are expanding and we are moving forward to bigger projects, and we have a lot of houses under contract. And so sometimes our private money lenders have their funds deployed, and we're always looking to establish new relationships and cultivate new relationships, because this business, guys, in real estate, you can see these beautiful talkers on social media. They talk a good game, but a lot of these people are really not doing anything. So I'll always be careful. You can even ask me for proof of our HUDs. You can ask me for proof from my experience. I actually encourage you to ask me what I've done and what our team has done, because I want to make sure that you sleep well at night knowing that your money is protected, and protected money is good money, right? So I'm never going to tell you guys that real estate brings no risk, because there always is risk in real estate. However, I will tell you this, that the properties that we're buying, if I wouldn't put my own money into these properties, I wouldn't ask you to put your money into these properties. And so I have a private money lender that's lending me funds already on our third property together within the last, I would say, 5 months. That's how quickly he's getting his returns back on his investment. So he is getting, each time he lends me money in a gap funding, meaning the remainder of the funds that I need after I go to a hard money lender, we pay him a 10% flat rate return on his funds. So for example, if he gives me $50,000, I guarantee him 10%. Whether I sell the property within 30, 60, 90 days, or 6 months, he's guaranteed 10% return on his money each and every time. So for example, if I sell the property within 2 months of purchasing the property, which has happened for us many times, because we find investors and it just goes on. We get multiple offers and we get cash offers and we sell it right away. If you look at it from an annualized return and something like that, you're looking at about 60 to 70% annualized return on your money. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go into ChatGPT or go on your calculator and find out, hey, if I'm lending $50,000 and I'm getting a 10% return, what is the actual annualized return that I'm getting? And you'll be astounded. So where are you going to receive 50, 60, 70% annualized return on your funds? Nowhere. Not the stock market, not crypto, not anything. And where are you going to actually have protection of your funds? Because guys, when you invest in real estate and the buyer or the investor defaults, on the property, depending on how protected you are, especially if you're in first lien position and you fund the whole thing, you can foreclose right away and take your money back. So now you have a property that you can keep, you can refinance, or you can put it back on the market and sell. But that's why I mean do your due diligence. Make sure you're working with people that are actually doing what they say that they're doing. I am a sub two member in the Pace Morby community. I've been a sub two member. It's going to be 3 years now in April, and I'm also a Chicago leader. So I live in Chicago, but I do business all over the country. I've done business in many different states. I also own properties that are co-living properties that are doing extremely well, and we are looking for like-minded individuals or somebody that just wants to dip their toes into real estate and wants to work with a proven company with a track record. But I'm not looking to work with just on a transactional basis. I'm looking to build relationships. I'm looking to build relationships with good people. So if you're a person that wants to work with us and you have some capital laying around, whether it's 20, 30, 40, 50, a million, $10 million, doesn't matter the amount. I'd love to work with you. Sometimes I have other friends and partners that have projects that also need funds that we can deploy those funds into their projects. And before we do that, our team will underwrite it just to make sure that your funds are protected and just to make sure that we're making a good investment. So I have friends that are doing developments. I have friends that are doing ground up construction. I have friends that are buying multifamily buildings and so on and so on. And those returns are going to be much higher than sometimes the returns on fix and flips. But fix and flips generally are a lot more safer, I would say, because it is a quick transaction. And as long as you're not doing a full gut rehab, right? As long as you're doing something cosmetic or maybe medium rehab, or like us, I would call it lipstick rehab a lot, because we're going in there painting flooring, carpets, maybe painting the kitchen cabinets, and we're out, or sometimes we're not even doing that at all. My motto is the best flip is not a flip. And the reason I say that is because of the flips that I have done. The most money, the less stress that I've had was literally not flipping the property. Okay. So not flipping the property is where I've had the most success. And I'm not going to sit here and call myself some kind of, awesome contractor or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm not. My forte is finding good deals and getting them at a good price. Okay. In the end, you win on the buy, you don't win on the sell. If you don't buy right, you will not sell right and you will lose. That's why a lot of flippers that watch HGTV and all these shows and they see these properties flipping, a lot of them lose money. A lot of them lose money. And flippers that get into the game that are first time flippers lose money too, because they overdo it. They have no system. They overcomplicate things. They dwell on certain little details about like kitchen handles or color of the cabinets or color of the granite or the countertops or the flooring. The most successful flippers I know have a system. All their houses look identical, literally identical. The same LVP flooring, the same kitchen cabinets, the same tiles in the bathrooms, the same quartz countertops, the same handles, the same paint. Everything's the same. And because they have a system in place and they don't stray from that system, they're very successful and they're able to continue to take on a lot of projects because their team doesn't have to worry about, oh my God, like what kind of cabinets are we buying for this house, or what are we doing here? What are we doing there? They already know exactly what to order, what light fixtures to order, what recessed lights to order, everything. Like, they already have their electricians, their plumbers, everything is in place. And those are the types of people that you want to work with. You don't want to work with somebody that's working like in the wild, wild west that goes in there and says, oh, I'm going to make this house look like HGTV. If somebody tells you that, run, 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 because most of the time you will lose your money. And I've seen my good friends lose money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have a friend that loaned about $200,000 to flippers, and literally he had to go ahead and every couple of weeks find out what's going on and hey, what's going on with this project and literally like guys, I'm telling you, the guys that talk the most, that try to portray this like, oh, I'm this awesome flipper, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, are usually the guys that are never on schedule. They might know what they're doing, but they're always behind. They don't care about your money because for some reason, for these people, it's easy for them to obtain these private money funds. I don't know why. When I first started, it was very hard for me to get any sort of private money funds. Now because of my track record and people see that I'm my HUDs and I'm actually doing things and I have referrals, people talk well about me and what we're doing as a company, now people are starting to gravitate towards me more because not only this, but when sometimes it's actually funny, I've literally had a check for one of my private money lenders in my car, a cashier's check I made out, I would say about 3 to 4 weeks ago for $55,000, and it's just sitting in my car. So I finally called him. I'm like, hey, listen, I have another project that is perfect. It's a quick wholesale. He's actually one of my good private money lenders. It's in Beaumont, Texas. I want to go ahead and what about if I just cancel this check? I'll send you your interest. I'll send the rest of your money, and I'll use half of it for this new project that we're doing. He's like, you know what? That sounds better. I'm like, all right, perfect. So I went ahead yesterday. I canceled the cashier's check, deposited the money into the account, and now we're going to go on another project. We're going to pay him 10% return, and now after this project, I'm going to go ahead and see what else he wants to do, right? Because he just wants to keep multiplying his funds in our projects. Because once again, we don't go in there thinking HGTV flips. We don't do that. We don't hold our private money lenders money for a long time. We do a 6-month balloon just in case, right? Because we want to make sure we have enough time to sell the property. Maybe the markets are going to go a little bit haywire sometimes, or maybe there's just not enough, maybe there's just too much supply. But right now, what I'm noticing is the houses that are priced right under medium market value are the ones that are selling fast. Like I'm talking about like a hot cake. So people are tending to want to purchase homes that are not even rehabbed. And the reason being is because let's say I have a house and I could sell it for 300, but if I rehab it, I could sell it for let's say 450, right? Well, the average family might not qualify for 450,000, but they might qualify for that 300,000. So now they're going to buy that house for 300,000. That's not rehabbed, right? That's rent ready, livable, nice home. But now they get to buy the property for their family and they get to live in it. And now they have the time over the next 30 years, which is, your typical loan, to fix up the property the way they want to at the pace that they want to. So I'm seeing a huge shift happening lately when it comes to purchase, when it comes to buyers buying. And when we're listing these houses, we're listing them that under as is value. So our properties that we're listing, we're getting multiple offers from buyers, left and right, cash, conventional, FHA, USDA if it's qualified, VA. And the cool thing is, guys, guess my background. My background is finance. So I have a mortgage mind. So I know when I get an offer, who's mostly going to get qualified. If this is a good offer, I'll look at the underwriting findings. And so most of the time, the first offer that we get typically closes because I overlook at everything because I come from a mortgage lender's background. So I know how to think like an underwriter. And when I look at people's findings, I know kind of where we stand at because I've done hundreds of loans in my lifetime. And so when you're working with us, you're working with a guy that's been in finance for the last 20 years. So I don't want to sit here and toot my horn and tell you how awesome we are. I want you to come and see how we do things. I want you to come and dip your toe. Me, like I said, maybe you want to invest $25,000. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes we have those opportunities where we just need to reinstate the loan really quickly and then put it back on the market. And the reinstatement is of maybe 20 to 25,000. That's perfectly fine too. So if you're one of those people that are watching this now or in the future, and you want to work with me and my team, I want you to reach out. You're gonna get higher than stock market returns. If you have IRAs, I can connect you with one of my associates that could convert that into a self-directed IRA. You could invest and you can put your returns back into your self-directed IRA with no tax liabilities. And once again, I'm not a CPA, but I've learned all these things over the years in being in real estate. So I want you to go ahead and if you're interested, DM me. DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook, or send me an email. Say, hey Michael, I saw your live. I saw what you're talking about. I want to go ahead and I want to start a relationship with you and see if we can do some business together. My email is michael@tylercapitalgroup.com. Once again, michael@tylercapitalgroup.com. And so if you email me, we'll set up a Zoom and we'll see if we align. To be honest with you, I don't align with everybody, you know. And you probably don't align with everybody either. So if we don't align, that's no problem. You know, if our goals, if what we're looking for in life don't align together, then we will just, hey, shake hands over Zoom, right? Do a Zoom handshake and be friends. You know, maybe you might be able to find a person or know a person that has liquid capital and say, hey, Michael, you know what? I don't align with what you're doing, but I have a buddy that might align with you, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat you as a connector. So I'm going to say, but let's say your name is, I'm going to use Bob, right? one of the most common names. I'm going to say, hey, Bob, you know what? You connected me with your friend that lent me $100,000 for this property or for this apartment building that we just bought, right? And we're gonna flip. So because of that, I'm going to reward you, and I'm going to pay you what's called a connector's fee. So a connector's fee, I'm going to pay you 2 to 3% each time you bring me a certain amount of money. So let's say you bring me $100,000 at closing of the property after we get funded from your friend. I'm going to pay you $2 to $3,000 as a thank you, and I'm going to pay you that in perpetuity. So the next time your friend comes to me, right? I might not pay you as much as 2 to 3%, but I might pay you 1% in perpetuity. I'll have you in my CRM. Hey, Bob referred me this friend, and now you're getting mailbox checks. Now you're getting $1,000, $2,000 just for doing anything, for making one connection with me and your friend, your colleague, maybe your family office or somebody that you know. Maybe somebody in your family is a hedge fund that's looking to deploy some funds and wants to work with a proven operator and somebody that's doing this in the business. So if you're that person, please reach out to me. I know I have a lot of good friends on Instagram, on YouTube, on social media in general. And Mac, what's going on? Bartozak's here too. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining. Mac, me and you got to talk, brother. We're going to talk about this. I know you got some good connections out there in Cali. I got some Cali money too, so that's coming through. That I've done some business with. So I love California people, and I love working with them and investing with them. But overall, I'm just looking for good people to align. So if you guys want to see if we align, just shoot me a DM. Let's see what we can do together. And I want to thank all of you for following me. We're at I think like 6,500 followers on Instagram right now. I went from like 1,500 up to almost 7,000 in a span of, I mean, it's starting to really escalate for the last couple of months. My goal was 10,000 this year, but I think I'm going to exceed my goal. So, and I want intentional followers. Like, I want you to follow me and I want you to say, Michael, you brought me value. You brought me value in your sales. You brought me value in what you're talking about, in what you're purchasing. You brought me value in investing with you and your company and your projects. So if I bring you value, let me know. Give me a like. Say, hey, Michael, you know what? You're bringing value. Or if you want to hear something else, say, hey, listen, I want to hear something else. This is what I want to learn. And so my next video could be about something that you want to learn yourself. Or maybe it's something that you wanted to learn and you want to hear more about. Just let me know. I want to do this for you guys. I want to do this for you guys. I want to be somebody that brings value. I want to bring somebody that you guys look up to when it comes to real estate. I'm not going to say I know everything because I don't. I have friends like my buddy Mike Mike Bartozak here that's developing from ground up construction. I haven't even started doing that, so I'm never going to preach anything I don't do. And the thing about me is that if I don't know something, I partner with somebody that knows how to do that specific thing. So I'm not an operator, but I am good at acquisitions. I'm good at getting properties. I'm good at negotiating. So when I negotiate and I get these properties under contract, I bring in other people to operate these properties for me, right? So I create these partnerships, but these partnerships are partnerships that are in alignment and complement each other. And so I never tell people to go ahead and do everything on your own. Guys, it is extremely difficult. You will rip out your hair and you will get gray hair like I have and my beard a little bit here, gray hair. So I hate this, my microphone keeps falling down. But anyways, you will, with the properties that I own and I co-own, I have equity in, I have partners that operate these properties, right? I'm learning more about operations because I want to. It's something that I want to learning more underwriting, commercial properties, assets, things like that. We're currently looking at a $10 million storage facility in Texas as the first $10 million property I'm looking at. So the most expensive property that I have equity ownership in is a property in Naples, Florida. It's worth close to $2 million. It's a beautiful home in Naples. It's a short-term rental, and it's really cool. So the next step is, the 3 to 4, 5, 6, $10 million properties and beyond, right? And so, as you continue to grow, as your mindset continues to change, because in the end, it's all a mindset thing. That's all this is. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind what you can do and what you cannot do. But you cannot be reckless, right? So you cannot be reckless whenever you're making decisions, and you cannot be impulsive. Impulsive decisions 90% of your time will lead you towards the wrong path. Now, sometimes impulsive decisions, jumping quickly on good deals, that's the difference. But you have to understand what is a good deal and what is a bad deal. So just because somebody's pushing you a pro forma, meaning future income, I don't care about that. Honestly, I don't. I care about day one. Am I going to cash flow? Am I going to service my debt? If I'm not going to service my debt in day one, I don't want the property. Okay, because that is left for institutional buyers. That is left for investors that understand that it could take 2 to 3 years to even start making money on this property. And there's plenty of opportunities out there where you can cash flow day one. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that my investors are saying, okay, awesome, we're safe. We can service our debt. We're cash flowing day one. We can make this rehab to the property. We can increase the value, and now we can sell in 3 to 5 years, and 1 or 2x our money, right? Because you're looking for if you're looking for a typically a 2 or 2x multiple when you're selling these assets. Sometimes if you're lucky and you get a really good buy, you can 3x it, right? And so then everybody's happy. Then everybody wants to reinvest back with you. But my main model is negotiations. So a lot of my negotiations are, listen, I need to cash flow day one, and I need to make sure that my debt service is covered at least 1.25 or higher. So what that means is that I'm taking my debt divided by my lease, and then I get a ratio, right? So for me, looking at like net operating income, it's all good and dandy, but there's no debt service there, right? So the net operating income just kind of gives you an idea of, okay, what this property is making. Then you got to take away the expenses. Then you got to take away the debt, depending on how much you're borrowing, and then you're left with your net cash flow, right? Which is the most important part of any real estate transaction, is what is left after everybody's paid off, after the bank's paid off, after taxes are paid off. And one thing that I do see a lot of people really get screwed on is they don't account for the new value, the new purchase price of the asset, right? And so what happens is, this happens a lot. Guy bought a property for $1 million 5 years ago, right? His taxes weren't reassessed for whatever reason. Now you're buying it for $2 million, but you didn't take into account the reassessment of your property taxes. Well, guess what happens? Your entire underwriting is skewed and wrong now, because he's paying taxes on $1 million valuation, and now you're paying taxes on a $2 million valuation, right? So your underwriting that you did for you and your investors is all wrong, because now the new tax book comes up when they reassess your property. And now what happens? You're like, oh my God, we're like barely cash flowing. And I've seen a lot of people make that mistake and go under. They had capital calls, they had everything. And so, you have to be very careful. That's why you have to align yourself with good people that know how to underwrite, good people that know how to operate these properties, maybe good property managers of these assets, a good team of people. Forget having 100% of the equity. You don't need 100% of the equity to become successful, become wealthy in this lifetime. You just need a small piece. You just need a small piece of a lot of pies. That's all you need. A small piece of a lot of pies, and you'll be set. Okay, but you have to find those pies so you can distribute those small pieces to people that are going to have certain roles and responsibilities on that pie, right? And so you're going to cut that pie in different pieces, whether you cut it in half, whether you cut it in 4 squares, whether you cut it more, it doesn't matter. In the end, you want to wake up with a peace of mind. You don't want to wake up stressed out. You don't want to wake up having to deploy all your own money into something that broke. A stupid AC in a commercial unit can cost you 25, 30 grand, right? Like, I mean, you need partners, you need investors, you need people that can help you with that kind of stuff, because things are going to happen. Vacancies are going to happen. Circumstances out of your control are going to happen. So you need to make sure that you are working with the right people and the right alignment. Guys, I've been on here for over an hour now. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for joining. My name is Kreative Mike. If you guys are looking for funding on transactional lending, we can fund up to a few $1 million. So if you're a wholesaler, if you're buying Mortgage methods and you need some funding, please go to creativefunds.com. That's with a K, creativefunds.com. We can help you with quick transactional double closing. We can help you with mortgage lending. And if you need some EMD lending, we can help you with that as well. We don't do a lot of earnest money deposit lending, but depends on the scenario. We might look at it. And as long as you have the right paperwork in place, we'll take a look at it for you. If you're looking for a loan, that DSCR loan, if you're looking for a hard money loan, if you're looking for anything along those lines, let me know. I have vetted lenders that I work with we have such a seamless process, and I will refer you to these people. So if you're one of my friends, one of my Creative Mike students or followers, whatever, I love you guys. I think we're all friends. We're all family here. So we're all in it for the same goal. We all have the same aspirations for our families, for ourselves. We want to get better 1% every day. That's my goal, right? It's just continuously keep getting better, keep learning, keep absorbing the knowledge. And if you're one of those people, listen, reach out to me. I'll refer you to a good transaction coordinator. If you need help with a Morby method, we have a consultation where we can put everything together for you. We can literally put into a box for you. We can take care of everything for you. You don't got to worry about anything. Because remember, doing things on your own, especially when you're doing it the first time, it's worth paying somebody some money so you can at least see the process. Guys, I cannot tell you how hard some of these transactions are. And if you haven't gone through the gauntlet yet and you don't understand a transaction, like for example, as complicated as a Morby method can get, whether on the residential or commercial side, you need to work with someone that has been through the gauntlet, that has been through every single mistake and problem that could arise within these transactions. Because I will tell you, you will start ripping your hair out when you're going through these transactions. So me, I guess I'm becoming known as the Morby guy in a lot of aspects of this business and in my community. And I'm very happy to be called that because I'm doing a lot of these transactions. And so you guys, if you guys want to work with me on Morby methods or things of that nature, feel free to reach out and we can join venture together. Remember, greed is not going to take you far. Greed is not going to take you far as a beginner. Let go. Let go. Give some of the pie away for your first 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions. Listen, a piece of a watermelon is better than nothing, right? Remember that. You might have this whole watermelon in front of you, but 90% of the time, your deal will most likely fall apart. And it might not even be your fault. It might just be because you don't understand something, or it might be because you don't understand how to overcome an objection. It happens all the time. Don't take it on yourself. Joint venture. If you don't want to joint venture with me, that's fine. Find somebody that you can joint venture with. There's so many people in our sub 2 community that will help you, move a deal, find you a buyer, help you with putting contracts together, and refer you to a good transaction coordinator. There's just so much help out there. Don't do it on your own. It's not worth it. It's not worth the money. It's not worth the stress. And when you're working with somebody that's knowledgeable and understands the mechanics of what we do, it is so much better. People are bringing me deals that are wholesalers that want to joint venture with me. I have a guy that's bringing me a third deal already for me, and he's seen me how I work. But he's like, man, dude, you got this. Like, I don't even you close, you get stuff done, Like, I don't got to worry about anything. So I rather joint venture with you, split the profits with you, than do my business and have all this headache on me. It's not worth it for me in the end. And so once you get to that mindset, things will start changing in your life. And I can promise you from my personal experience, having an entire watermelon is not worth it. Okay. And if you think about it, if you think of some of the biggest companies out there, like Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, Facebook, every single CEO owns less than 20% of the company. Let that sink in. And these are trillion-dollar companies. Every CEO owns less than 20% of the company. That's how much they were diluted over the years. But that less than 20% makes them billionaires. So I want you to dwell on that for a second and think about it. Guys, my name is Creative Mike. This has been the Creative Mike Show. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following me on YouTube, on Instagram. We're growing. The Creative Mike community is growing. I might start a school. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should I start a school? Should I not start a school? I don't know. You tell me, right? I want your feedback. I want to hear what you want to say. I'll be doing some more live videos because yesterday I had a sick call on the Morby method. Man, it was really good. One of my acquisition managers was like, wow, that was like an amazing call. So listen, creativefunds.com. You need anything, let me know. You need anything from the lending side, let me know. I got you covered. Anything with insurance that you need for sub two, I got you covered too. I've taken years to develop these relationships with people. So whatever you need, you want a referral, let me know. Let me know. Thank you so much, guys. As always, stay creative, my friends. My name is Creative Mike. God bless you all. Have a fantastic day.